Hello friends, welcome to a new episode of STRATINDIA. 1971, India was fighting a war with East Pakistan on its eastern front. To prevent the dismemberment of Pakistan, then United States of America had sailed its 7th Fleet into the Bay of Bengal, including the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise as an open threat to India. However, honoring its friendship treaty with India, Soviets had dispatched its nuclear submarine shadowing the US fleet to ward off the threat posed by Americans. Then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi was so impressed by the power of the Soviet nuclear submarine force that she had made up her mind to launch the indigenous nuclear submarine program. India initiated the work on a nuclear-powered submarine in 1974, 3 years after the 1971 war. However, due to the lack of industrial manufacturing base, the project had never quite achieved the required traction. The Department of Atomic Energy failed to come up with a nuclear reactor that could operate on rough seas. Nuclear SSBN or boomer technology is a closely guarded secret. In fact, in the entire history of nuclear weapon systems, there are only 2 known instances when one of the state actively helping another to acquire a boomer. In the 1960s, the Americans passed on SSBN and SLBM technology to their British counterparts as a token of their special relationship. The only other instance is Russia providing assistance to India in building the first Indian nuclear submarine. By the mid-1980s, the Indian projects had soaked up as much as 2,500 crores in research and development costs, but the project failed to get the desired results because the agencies concerned could not fabricate high-quality components and equipments. 2 major developments in 1980 propelled the Indian dreams of manufacturing a nuclear submarine indigenously. One was the entry of Soviet Union to provide the nuclear reactor technology for marine propulsion systems, and the second one was the award of the contract to Germany's SDW for manufacturing of Submarine class submarines. Unlike many other technology transfer projects involving the construction of submarines, 2 of the Submarine class submarines were fabricated entirely in India. Though the raw materials such as high-strength HY80 steels and pipes were imported, they were cut, formed and welded in India. It provided India the basic know-how about the pressure hull assembly. The nuclear submarine project was relaunched in 1985 under Defense Research and Development Organization with the code name Advanced Technology Vessel. With a retired Vice Admiral in charge, work on a nuclear prototype reactor began at the Kalpakam nuclear power plant. Russia helped India with massive all-round consultancy, technology transfer, technical services and training, technical know-how and show-how, design of a submarine as a whole, and above all, numerous operational tips based on 50 years of experience in designing, building and operating nuclear submarines. Scores of Russian engineers were sent to India to aid the Department of Atomic Energy and DRDO. It was the Russians who supplied the vital designs, precisions equipments based on their VM5 reactor and the technology of miniaturizing the reactor. In January 1988, Russia leased to India a Charlie 1 class nuclear cruise missile based attack submarine. The lease of SSN gave India first-hand valuable experience of a nuclear submarine and operation and maintenance of a nuclear reactor in particular. The construction of the submarine hull began in 1998. HY80 steel was chosen as the material of choice for the construction of the submarine pressure hull. Much experience was gained with this steel during the construction of conventional submarines. Considerable problems were encountered during the welding and construction process, but the issues were resolved in due course of time. The Russian assisted and Indian designed 83 MW pressurized water reactor was fitted in the hull 9 years later in year 2007. There were no harbor facility in India capable of handling radioactive materials, and the submarine reactor is shut down when the vessel is in port. India had to build a Soviet designed facility called the Special Safety Services at Visakhapatnam, designed to monitor the health of the people working in nuclear submarine and detect any radiation leak emanating from the submarine. The extent of Russian involvement was such that in July 26, 2009, 143 Russian engineers, designers and consultants, all participants in the project, attended the bomber's launch ceremony at Visakhapatnam in the east coast. But it is equally true that the Arihant is more than a sum of its imported parts, transfer of technology and consultancy given by the Russians. The rare material project of the Department of Atomic Energy in Ratnahali, Mysore, supplied the highly enriched uranium for the core, while the submarine itself was built in a completely enclosed dry dock at the shipbuilding center in Visakhapatnam. In addition to that, private entities like L&T, Tata Power SCD, BEL and Walchand Nagar Industries contributed a lot in the other departments also. Now the things have changed quite dramatically for the Indian submarine building program. Now 40% of the submarine components are manufactured in India, which will be further increased to 60% in the near future. There are 3 submarine building yards like MDL in Mumbai, HSL in Vizag and L&T in Hazira and Kattupalli, which can roll out submarines in India. India can boast of 3 nuclear SSBN operating under Indian Navy and 2 are under construction. However, it is hard to believe that country like India, which can roll out 5 nuclear submarines at a stretch, is struggling to develop a SSK submarine on its own. A Arihant type effort is required to bring India's SSK development program on track. Thanks for watching the video. Do not forget to subscribe our channel and write your views and suggestions in the comments box. Jai Hind.